Them 8 points clear. City have the opportunity to close that gap. And what is a big night for them. Leeds United, on the other hand, not currently in the bottom three, but certainly in a little bit of trouble. They currently have 15 points from their 14 games so far, 2 points clear of Southampton, Forest and Wolves, who currently occupy those relegation places. Anything from tonight's game would no doubt be considered a huge bonus. It will be such a big challenge with the champions in town. Manchester City, who of course lost in dramatic fashion in their final league game before the World Cup against Brentford, that late defeat, seeing them lose some significant ground to Arsenal. The Leeds themselves were involved in a thriller which ultimately ended in heartbreak, Tottenham beating them 4-3 in their last game before the World Cup. City, of course, returned to action in the Carabao Cup in midweek with a win over Liverpool, but this is Leeds' first competitive outing since the World Cup. A big challenge ahead, as I mentioned. So as things stand at the top of the Premier League table, Arsenal with 40 points from 15 games, tremendous start to their season. 4 straight wins for them, which sees them 7 points at the moment, with a game in hand as well against second place Newcastle, who continued their excellent form with another victory, a 3-0 win over Leicester. Manchester City with 2 games in hand over Newcastle and 1 game in hand over Arsenal, so if they do win tonight they'll go back up to second and move on to 35 points, 5 points off the current league leaders, who have drawn 1 and lost 1 and won the other 13 games this season. For Leeds United, it's all about trying to survive again this season, and they've made a couple of changes to their starting 11. That starting 11 is Melier in goal, Rasmus Christensen, Robin Koch, Liam Cooper, Pascal Struijk, Sam Greenwood, Adam Forshaw, Mark Roja, Wilfred Gnonto, Rodrigo and Brendan Aronson. So the 2 changes there for Leeds. One of those is in force, with Tyler Adams suspended following his red card against Tottenham in that dramatic defeat. And Somerville, the Dutchman who scored in that game, is only fit enough for the bench. So in come Sam Greenwood, and in midfield it'll be Adam Forshaw taking the place of Tyler Adams. Leeds know what a tough challenge they are in for. They take on this remarkable Manchester City side, who have made 4 changes in total to their starting 11 from the team that lost to Brentford in their last league game. That team in full is Ederson in goal, Rico Lewis, John Stones, Manuel Akanji and Nathan Ake, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez, Erling Haaland and Jack Grealish. So 4 changes, as I've mentioned. Perhaps the most notable one of those is Rico Lewis, who makes just his 4th Premier League appearance. Impressive young player who is making a big impact already. Nathan Ake and Jack Grealish, along with Riyad Mahrez, brought into the starting 11. Joao Cancelo, Aymeric Laporte, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden are the players who miss out today. But up front they do have Erling Haaland, of course, 18 Premier League goals in 13 appearances so far. Quite extraordinary campaign the Norwegian is having, and he of course was born in Leeds, so a huge night for him. His father played for this club, of course. Jesse Marsch coached Erling Haaland at Salzburg, so he knows all about the threat that the 22-year-old Norwegian brings. Players are out on the Ellen Road pitch as things stand. We're just a few moments away from the kick-off here. Should be a terrific encounter. Leeds United certainly been involved in some entertaining contests over the last few weeks prior to the start of the World Cup. Big bonus for them to have their top scorer Rodrigo in the starting 11 tonight. 9 goals for him in 14 league games. 13 league games, I should say, 12 starts and 1 appearance from the bench. Now there's still only half as many as the record-breaking Erling Haaland has managed in his debut Premier League season. Big night ahead for both of these clubs, with very different targets in mind. Referee Stuart Atwell just making sure that everything is in order and performing his final checks before kick-off at Ellen Road. Erling Haaland standing in the centre circle. Manchester City will be getting this game underway. Manchester City in their change strip of black and red. Leeds in their home kit, of course, all white, as all players take the knee prior to the start of the game here at Ellen Road. And we are underway now with Erling Haaland playing the ball straight back to Akanji to launch it long for Manchester City. Rodri gets a foot on the ball, and there's also an early touch for Rico Lewis as John Stones takes over. Slides the ball over to the left-hand side for Nathan Ake, who finds Jack Grealish. Grealish back to Ake, and Ake plays it across to Akanji. He'll be partnering John Stones at the heart of the defence. Ake playing at left-back this evening. Ake has it once more, plays it long over the halfway line for Haaland to run into. Melié's come, and he's made a big save to deny Haaland as Leeds clear their lines. It's come back to the Norwegian, who can't keep it in play. But what an opportunity that was for Manchester City, almost ahead after just 40 seconds. Erling Haaland running in behind and causing havoc already. Struck the ball left-footed with Meslier coming out of his goal and getting a big hand on it to keep him out. What an introduction that would have been to his hometown city. Erling Haaland very nearly opening the scoring there for Manchester City. And Nathan Ake now with the ball again, finds Grealish down the left-hand side. Gundogan takes over, leads with an aggressive press in that midfield area. And Manchester City, of course, are so good at holding on to possession. And that's what they've done in the opening 90 seconds of this game. Already it looks like we're going to be in for a lively contest. Mahrez spreads the ball out to the left for Jack Grealish to take on the Leeds defence. Goes to ground looking for the free kick, nothing given. So Ake wins the header as the ball falls to Gundogan. Gundogan gives it to Riyad Mahrez, out to the left-hand side again to Grealish, into the penalty area, hits it across the edge of the 6-yard box, and Leeds win it back and clear long downfield. But already inside the opening 2 minutes, a huge amount of pressure on this Leeds United team, as Grealish has the ball once again, finding Nathan Ake. He gives it back to Akanji, who launches it long again, looking for Mahrez, who may have been offside. Flag has stayed down for now as Mahrez picks it up again and draws the foul. It will be a free kick as Forshaw is judged to have clipped the Algerian. What a start here for Manchester City, and it was very nearly the perfect start. Erling Haaland almost scoring a minute into the game. His first game in Ellen Road. Declared himself as a Leeds United fan in the past, of course. It's a big night for him. As the free kick comes in to Haaland, who takes a swing at it, just didn't get much contact on the ball. And the ball is cleared by Leeds. It goes out of play for a throw-in. Free kick was taken by Mahrez, clipped it into the penalty area. Haaland made the run, turned to get his shot on goal, just didn't quite connect with it. But again, a warning from Manchester City. Very impressive start to the game here from Pep Guardiola's team. Leeds United have barely had a foot on the ball. So Ake plays the ball out wide to Grealish. Grealish infield looking for Haaland, didn't quite find him, and Leeds get hold of the ball. Almost immediately give it away. Greenwood unable to pick out a teammate. So Wilfried Gnonto with a nice little touch out wide to Struijk, who plays the ball into the penalty area. Ake has it under control. Finds Grealish going back towards his own goal, and he is fouled. And it will be a free kick to Manchester City just outside of their own penalty area. Sam Greenwood it was who just called the former Aston Villa man. City already getting the game back underway with Rico Lewis wearing number 82, teenager. He's already scored in the Champions League, of course. Continuing to impress Pep Guardiola, who felt that he was more than ready to start a game tonight. As he picks it up again in a pretty central area, plays it out wide to John Stones. Stones has it again. Gives it to Riyad Mahrez. Stones was fouled. The referee is happy for play to continue. John Stones has stayed down. Now just looking to get back to his feet as Nathan Ake finds Jack Grealish. Back to Ake again. Now the ball with Akanji out to the right-hand side for Kevin De Bruyne. Looks up and plays the ball in towards Haaland. It's just ahead of the Norwegian and gathered by Meslier. He was off his line quickly again. De Bruyne and Haaland looking to link up once more as they do so often. And Meslier eventually just dropping the ball at his feet, and will look to launch this left-footed into the Manchester City half. It's taken on the chest by Ake, plays it forward, and picked up by Gundogan in midfield, and he finds Haaland, who gives it quickly to Mahrez. Rico Lewis making a run on the outside. Mahrez continues his run and does find Lewis inside the penalty area. Back for De Bruyne, goes for goal and misses, but not too far away. Another decent opportunity for Manchester City, and Kevin De Bruyne not able to find the target. Another brilliant, swift, attacking move from Manchester City. De Bruyne curling the ball from the edge of the penalty area, just didn't quite get enough on it. Two big chances in the opening 6.5 minutes at Ellen Road for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola will be pretty satisfied so far with what he's seen. And the early indications are that this is going to be a pretty long night for Leeds United. And it's going to take a huge amount of effort and maybe more than a little bit of luck to come through this game unscathed. As John Stones recovers possession for Manchester City. Not the best ball played back to Edison, who doesn't rush. Knocks the ball out of play for a throw-in to Leeds, halfway inside the Manchester City half. As the ball goes out of play for a throw again, and this time it's Manchester City's ball. Rico Lewis takes it quickly, finds John Stones, goes crossfield to Nathan Ake, gives it to Grealish, still deep inside Manchester City territory, and he plays the ball back to the edge of the penalty area for Akanji to take forward. Exchanges passes with Lewis again, and Ake picks it up once more. Slips the ball right-footed to Grealish on the left touchline. Back to Ake once again. A lot of Manchester City's play currently going down the left-hand side. Ball with Rodri now on the edge of the centre circle inside his own half. Wide to Ake again on the left-hand side. We'll find Grealish once more. First-time pass from Grealish into Gundogan. Couldn't make the return pass. The ball is played up towards Aronson. For Leeds United, who holds the ball up, but he's just easily dispossessed by Rodri. Aronson thought he was fouled, but just wasn't strong enough there against the Manchester City midfielder. As Mahrez drives forward on the right-hand side, checks his run, plays it back to Rico Lewis. Lewis into Rodri. Rodri now out to Nathan Ake. Ake to Gundogan. Gundogan finds Ake again. Back once more. Nathan Ake. Grealish. Was he knocked off the ball? The referee allows play to continue. The ball is with Forshaw now. Haaland coming back to make the challenge and put him under pressure. Forshaw did well to keep hold of it as Aronson attempts to exchange passes with Greenwood, who's forward ball, so plays it to Kanji. Gives it to Rico Lewis. Spent a lot of his time in more central positions with Stones drifting out to the right-hand side. So you often see from full-backs in a Pep Guardiola team, of course, almost taking up a central midfield role. Played out to the right-hand side by Leeds United. And they win a free kick just inside the City half. Stuart Atwell blowing for a foul on Mark Roca. A chance for Leeds to get players forward. A rare opportunity for the home side. Not exactly a set-piece chance, but a chance to get it into the penalty area at least, as Mark Roca plays the ball out to the left, and the whistle goes for a push, and Manchester City get the free kick, and it all comes to nothing in the end. It's holding by Liam Cooper, in fact, that has been spotted by the referee. And Liam Cooper is arguing, protesting his innocence here. It's John Stones who went to ground. Did look from the replay as though Stones may have needed little encouragement, shall we say, to go to ground on that occasion. No doubt that Cooper did have his arms around him. So Lewis picks up the ball here for Manchester City, plays it out to the right-hand side for Mahrez. Now it's with Rodri and Gundogan. A little bit of space here for Grealish inside the penalty area. And Christensen got across to block what looked like a shot on goal from Grealish, who just maybe hesitated as he received the ball from Gundogan. Second touch, maybe just a little heavy. And, rather than maybe getting the chance to just square the ball to Haaland, he felt he had to go for goal. He has won Manchester City a corner, which will be taken by Kevin De Bruyne. It's a very blustery night at Ellen Road. You can tell that from the way the corner flag is frantically flapping as De Bruyne's delivery is gathered comfortably by Meslier. Stayed really low, the delivery from De Bruyne, but made it all the way through to the Leeds United goalkeeper, who really, you have to say, since the save he made in the first minute, hasn't really had anything to do so far. For all of City's possession and pressure, Leeds have kept it pretty tight. Done a pretty good job of ensuring that it's not going to be a really difficult night so far. City do make the breakthrough, and of course things have to change. That is the big challenge. Can they maintain this defensive discipline? Gundogan has it in midfield, finds De Bruyne. Haaland's on his way. Haaland, a throw on goal, good save by Meslier, who denies the big Norwegian again. Terrific stop. And Erling Haaland linking up with Kevin De Bruyne once more. Something we've seen throughout this season. And once again, the Leeds United goalkeeper was up to it. Meslier on hand to make the save. Spread himself well. For the second time in the game, denies Haaland. Another big chance for Manchester City. You'd expect Erling Haaland, with his finishing ability, to score from that. It is a corner to City now, which will be taken by Gundogan. Right-footed from the left-hand side. In-swinger coming here from the captain. Into the near post. It's a poor delivery, but it's not a great headed clearance either. Finds Mahrez on the edge of the penalty area, and Gundogan will let this run because there was a touch off a Leeds defender, and it'll trickle out of play for another corner. Gundogan has spotted the opportunity to take a quick free kick, a quick corner rather, which he has, and he gets it back again, delivers the cross into the box, and now it's come out to Rico Lewis, sends it back into the penalty area. Now it's with Rodri, and Mahrez clips it into the box, and over the bar from Jack Grealish, who was stretching and got a foot on it, but couldn't keep it down. And Manchester City once again so close. Grealish comfortably onside. Just didn't make the right contact. The ball just clearing the head of Erling Haaland, and maybe that just threw Grealish slightly, because he probably wasn't expecting the ball to come through to him. He just got underneath it, and his effort cleared the crossbar by some distance as Leeds come forward. A rare opportunity here on the left-hand side with Gnotto into the penalty area. Still going, looking for the chance to cross, which he does. And some rather frantic defending there from Manchester City. Wilfried Gnotto keeps the ball alive here for the home team. Picks it up again on the left-hand side. Driving towards the penalty area, into the penalty area. Rico Lewis has to clear. Out of play for a Leeds throw. This is the best spell from the home side so far. A little bit of pressure coming mainly from the young Italian. Struijk has it now. Looking to make something happen here from this throw-in perhaps. Struijk still waiting. Now looking to launch it. Does launch it into the box. Flicked on at the near post. Gnotto goes for goal. Can't keep it down. It goes flying over the bar. But at last, Leeds are starting to show some attacking intent. It came on the back of some huge pressure. At the other end of the pitch, there's been some big moments in this first half, not too many of them. Certainly the two saves made by Meslier to deny Erling Haaland. Was just the first real glimpse of what Leeds United might be capable of here. As the ball is now with Kevin De Bruyne on the right hand side. Couldn't quite pick out Mahrez, but it's come to Rodri, who's played the ball out to the left looking for Grealish. It's a high ball from Rodri, it was bouncing, and the throw-in has now been taken by Jack Grealish, who finds Nathan Ake. And now it's with Rodri. Rodri playing the ball back to Akanji. Ake again, Rodri again. Rico Lewis challenged by Mark Roca. Lewis does really well to recover the ball again. Finds De Bruyne, and now Lewis plays it out to the right hand side for Mahrez. Mahrez has De Bruyne on the outside, plays it infield to Gundogan, tries to go round the goalkeeper. Meslier makes the save again. Still not cleared by Leeds, flicked on by De Bruyne, but into the arms of Meslier, and it remains goalless as the Leeds United keeper comes to their rescue again. Another big moment, and Meslier doing really well to close the angle once more. Not the first time we've seen that from him. As the ball goes out of play for a Manchester City throw on the left hand side. The ball is now with Rodri. Rodri giving the ball to Akanji. Akanji to Rodri again. Up to the right hand side for Stones. Stones to De Bruyne. Back to Rico Lewis. Takes it over the halfway line. There's a attempted crossfield pass striking the head of Mark Roca. It's Forshaw. Then loses possession. He claims he was fouled. De Bruyne picks it up. Haaland ahead of him. De Bruyne still going. Finds Grealish. Goes for goal. Great block by Christensen. And Leeds United survive again. Christensen denying the first time effort there from Jack Grealish. Now Ake gives it to De Bruyne, who crosses right-footed from the left-hand side on his best delivery. Stroud clears up towards halfway. Rodri gives it back to Akanji, and now Stones plays the ball beautifully out to the left-hand side for De Bruyne. De Bruyne unable to find his way into the penalty area. Good strong defending by Leeds. They've cleared the ball long again. Out of play on the halfway line for a throw-in to Manchester City. 8 minutes to go in the first half. But there are just a few more openings now for Manchester City. Decent chance for Grealish just a few moments ago. A couple of big chances for Haaland. I do feel at the moment as though it is only a matter of time before Manchester City break the deadlock. And then it becomes a whole different game. It means that Leeds at some point will have to be a little more adventurous. At the moment they'll be happy doing what they're doing and frustrating the champions. The ball is now with Akanji. Up to the right hand side for Stones. Ball back with Rico Lewis. Now it's Mahrez. The ball won back by Leeds United, and Greenwood able to drive forward. Nobody really ahead of him. Gives it to Roca. Now Strauk. Now to Willy Gnotto. Gnotto again. Driving inside the penalty area, looking for the cross. It's only found its way to Gundogan. There wasn't a lot to aim for in the middle. Brendan Aronson was the furthest player forward. A little isolated. As Kevin De Bruyne picks the ball up on the halfway line. Back to Stones. Gives it to Rodri inside the centre circle here for Manchester City. Now to the left for Ake. Ake will help it onto Grealish again. Grealish coming in field. Still holding on to possession before eventually playing the ball to Stones. Now it's with De Bruyne. De Bruyne gives it to Mahrez and makes a run. Mahrez goes down. The assistant referee, who was the closest to the incident there, signalling for a free kick for a push by Cooper on Mahrez as he tried to get close to the Algerian. And will be a free kick from the right hand side for Manchester City. Mahrez and De Bruyne standing over it. Too wide and too far out for a shot at goal. A right footed and a left footed option here for City. Kevin De Bruyne certainly looks as though he's got his eye on this one. And it will be De Bruyne to deliver, plays it in low to Grealish on the edge of the penalty area. And the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. It's a well-worked set piece. De Bruyne shaped to cross and played it low. Grealish again just getting underneath the ball, sending the ball high into the air and over the bar. It's a couple of decent chances now for Jack Grealish. 2 or 3 times he could easily have opened the scoring for Manchester City. That was not an easy chance on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't make the goalkeeper work, didn't get anywhere near the target, just didn't make the contact that he was hoping for there. The ball is now with Nathan Ake. Ake gives the ball to Akanji once again. Akanji playing the ball out to the right hand side for Stones. Little 1-2 there as Gundogan. And the ball now with Gnotto. Again played back to Meslier. Picked up again by Leeds United on the halfway line. And they win a free kick. Stuart Atwell felt that there was a foul there on Mark Roca. Just 3.5 minutes left in the first period and still no goals at Ellen Road as the ball is played up towards Christensen, kept alive by Leeds, but Kanji, well, the corner looked like it was going to be given, and then the assistant referee changed his mind. It might have been the referee who overruled it. Either way, it's just a goal kick in the end to Manchester City. Akanji was furious for a moment or two there. I think the assistant realised his mistake and actually corrected himself. There had been a word from the referee. Either way, decision was reached in the end that Leeds certainly didn't complain about. As Lewis gets hold of the ball in midfield, and now it's with De Bruyne, plays it out to Grealish, bit of space for once here for Jack Grealish, cuts onto his right foot again, plays it into the penalty area, and Mahrez was trying to help it on, didn't really get any contact. The ball has gone wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. Grealish showing what he's capable of again, cutting in from that left hand side, just clipping the ball into the box. It was certainly an intended pass for Mahrez, who made a great run. Tried to hit it first time on the volley, on the move. If he did get a touch, it was a really faint one. Didn't really alter the trajectory of the ball, and nothing more than a goal kick in the end. City have had chances, they've been the dominant side. No surprise in any of that. Melié's made a couple of really big saves, in particular the two from Haaland. So far, nothing to show for it on the scoreboard for Manchester City. Leeds have only really had one opportunity in the first half here. And it was only a half chance really for Gnotto. Stones forward on the right hand side, wins a throw in, almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Back with Lewis, now it's with Nathan Ake. Grealish, final minute of the first 45. With a bit of stoppage time, no doubt, but probably not a huge amount as Lewis drives forward for City and still has it inside the penalty area, can't pick out Gundogan. And Gnotto wins it back for Leeds. He might be able to counter here. Ball forward was not the best and easily cut out. Akanji finds De Bruyne, plays it first time brilliantly for Lewis. Rico Lewis into the penalty area. Dummies, finds Grealish, who puts it over again. Another big chance for Jack Grealish, who almost certainly should have had at least one goal in this first half. A fabulous bit of play by Kevin De Bruyne and also from Rico Lewis, those two combining beautifully to set up the chance. Lewis picking out Grealish, and again just lacked the contact required. This one only just clearing the crossbar. Pep Guardiola couldn't believe it. But it is a goal kick, nothing more. And another huge chance for Jack Grealish and Manchester City. I certainly feel they should be 2 or 3 up, maybe. Certainly on the scoreboard in this first half. 14 attempts from City, just the 3 on target. They were big chances though. Grealish has missed a couple of golden opportunities. City come forward again. It's only going to be 1 minute of added time. We've almost played all of that. De Bruyne finds Rodri, helps it on for Mahrez, saved by Meslier, but the follow-up is turned in. It's Rodri from Manchester City on the stroke of half-time, and it is the goal they've been looking for. Desperately disappointed for Leeds United. Meslier saved the first attempt, but couldn't keep out the second. And with almost the final kick of the half, Leeds United have suffered in the worst possible way. It was a brilliant breakaway by Kevin De Bruyne. Picked out Rodri, who found Mahrez. His effort Well saved by Meslier, but it came right back into the path of Rodri, who just stroked the ball low into the corner, beyond the grasp of Meslier. And Leeds United, who've worked so hard to keep the scores level, finally find themselves behind. And Manchester City will be mightily relieved to have finally broken the deadlock. 16 attempts on goal in the first half here. And play does get back in the way, but there is the half-time whistle. And the late goal in that first half is the difference. Meslier did so much to keep Leeds United in it, that they now face a tough second half ahead with the deadlock broken. Rodri the goal scorer, and Manchester City with the lead at half-time. It is Leeds 0, City 1 at the break at Ellen Road. managed to hold off the attacking threat of Manchester City for much of that first half, but in the end, almost on the stroke of half-time, they fell behind to Rodri's goal, turning in from a close range after Meslier had denied Riyad Mahrez on a windy night in Yorkshire. It is Leeds who get us underway in the second half. Are they going to provide something a little different in the second period? It was very much back to the walls job in the first 45 minutes, with City dominating possession and creating a huge number of opportunities as well. 16 shots in total in that first half. It was the final one of those 16 shots that led to the only goal of the game so far. 5 of those 16 on target. Meslier making 4 big saves in the first half, including 2 from Erling Haaland. And no changes to the teams at half-time. Take you through the 2 sets of 11 in just a moment, but here's Rodrigo for Leeds United, gives it to Forshaw on the edge of the City penalty area. The ball is cleared long. Haaland is chasing, but Meslier out of his goal to send it back into the City half, and then De Bruyne tries to keep the ball in play, does so, can only put it out for a goal kick to Manchester City. So quickly those 2 lineups then at the start of the second half here. Meslier in goal for Leeds, back four of Christensen, Koch, Cooper and Strauch. Forshaw, Rocker and Greenwood, the midfield 3 with Rodrigo, Aronson and Gnonto up front. City with Ederson in goal, Rico Lewis, John Stones, Akanji and Nathan Ake, the back 4. Gundogan, Rodri, the goal scorer, and De Bruyne in midfield with the front 3 of Mahrez, Grealish and Erling Haaland. Unchanged from the first half. City have a throw-in on the right-hand side taken by Rico Lewis. Impressed in that opening 45 minutes. The ball now at the feet of Nathan Ake, who plays it forward for Grealish, who is fouled. It's a free kick on the left-hand side for Manchester City. The visiting side will no doubt look to build on what was a good performance in that first half. Leeds offered very little going forward. Gnonto with the only shot of the game. It was a long way off target. Came from a decent little spell from Leeds, but it was very brief. Leeds enjoying just over 26% of the possession in the first half, and you wouldn't expect that to change too much in the second. Mahrez gets hold of it here for City on the right hand side, gives it to Rico Lewis, then gets it back again. Stones now playing the ball to Rodri, and then Akanji finding Nathan Ake. Ake exchanging passes with Grealish and carrying the ball forward, looking for Gundogan, who beats Robin Koch to the ball, and now it's with Ake, who tries to clip the ball into the penalty area for Haaland to head home, but it's gathered by Meslier. And Leeds United can reset here. And the goalkeeper just taking a moment or two before launching the ball long. It's going to be gathered by Stones. Heads it into the path of Rodri, the goal scorer. Nathan Ake finding Kevin De Bruyne. Gives it back to Ake again. Incidentally, Rodri scoring his first Premier League goal of the season this evening. And the 10th different goal scorer to find the back of the net in the current campaign. Manchester City's 41st goal in the Premier League this season. One of those an own goal. Now the ball is slipped down the right-hand side for Mahrez, driving in field, looks to get into the penalty area. Really good challenge by Cooper, the captain, to deny him. And then Gronto is bowled over by Mahrez. And a free kick is given. Stuart Atwell just wanting a word here with the former Leicester City player. Gronto was attempting to break away there, and Mahrez just clipped him from behind. No card yet produced in this game by the match official. As the free kick is taken long towards the edge of the penalty area, well dealt with by Stones. Stroud gets the ball under control, gives it to Cooper, and then Grealish steals the ball. He's through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Haaland with him. Grealish unselfish, and Haaland rolls it in. The easiest goal he'll score all season. And Jack Grealish, who missed some big chances in the first half, so unselfish there, just rolling the ball across for Erling Haaland to score in the city of his birth. 19 for the season in 14 appearances. Erling Haaland with a second for Manchester City, and surely now they will be heading for another big Premier League win. Poor from Leeds United. It was Cooper's pass that was intercepted. Grealish pounced on it, drove forward, drew the goalkeeper out, and just laid it across for Haaland to strike home into an empty net. Easy as you like from Manchester City's top goal scorer. 19 for the season, but it's the unselfishness of Jack Grealish that really stands out in that goal. I mentioned the chances he missed in the first half. Maybe that was playing on his mind, but as is so important in a Manchester City team, it was about putting the team first, and that's exactly what Jack Grealish did. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, a chance to put right some of his misses from the first half. And Erling Haaland, with his third attempt, finally scoring a goal this evening to continue his incredible start to the Premier League season, already at 19 goals. Quite extraordinary. You won't get many easier than that one. Players only just resumed, by the way, because the referee, or the assistant referee, had some equipment that needed some attention. Back underway now, with the City in possession and controlling proceedings. They have possession here again inside their own half of the Kanji. It's hard to see Leeds United coming back from this one. It's already a big task at half-time and even before kick-off. So Manchester City now with the 2-goal cushion. It's hard to imagine that Leeds United will be able to dramatically change things here. Onto now for Leeds. He's getting onto his right foot for an attempt. It's blocked. It's still with Leeds United. Edge of the penalty area. Shot from Christensen comes in. It's deflected out, and Haaland then holding the ball up well, and City able to counter. Haaland stays down as Manchester City's counter-attack does break down. Haaland back on his feet. Still in a little bit of pain. Leeds United try and get moving once again. It's Aronson Gets a shot away from the edge of the penalty area. And much like one or two of the efforts we saw from Jack Grealish in the first half, he just seemed to get underneath this one. And it ballooned over the bar, high over the crossbar from Aronson, who got himself into a good position. It was actually well worked by Leeds. Had a half chance earlier on as well with Gnonto's effort that was blocked, so already they've shown more in the second half than they did in the whole of the first in terms of an attacking threat. Grealish is fouled again. This time by Mark Rocker. The referee gives Manchester City a free kick just inside their own half. Fouled a lot in this game, Jack Grealish, but that is pretty much the case every time he plays. A win for Manchester City tonight will move them up into second place again. 2 points clear of Newcastle with a game in hand. 5 points behind the leaders Arsenal, who have dropped just 5 points since the start of the season. Amazing start to the campaign for them. Stroud with a throw in here. 11 minutes gone in the second half. As Leeds concede a throw this time. Gave the ball away rather cheaply. Nathan Ake has possession for Manchester City. It's with Grealish now. Gives it back to Gundogan. It's a poor pass from Gundogan, which is picked up by Forshaw. And, Greenwood. With Forshaw again. Comes to play back towards Christensen, who again goes back. And it's with Mark Rocker on the halfway line. Forshaw again. Now to Christensen, looks for the first time cross, and Akanji got himself in a good position to block it. Mahrez now under pressure. Comes away with the ball. Gives it to Nathan Ake. And then Grealish helps it on first time up to Gundogan, who struggles to get it under control, somehow manages it. And then the ball falls to Grealish, who gives it to De Bruyne, who plays it on for Haaland, who's offside. There may have been a foul prior to that as well. And Leeds United are able to get moving once again. Gnonto has it here on the halfway line. Haaland putting pressure on Forshaw, but Leeds do keep possession with Struijk. Now it's with Aronson. Picks the ball up on the touchline and drives in field and draws the foul. Foul committed by the scorer of the first goal, Rodri, his first of the season. Haaland with 19 now in the current campaign. There have been seasons in the Premier League where that would have been enough to win the Golden Boot. Free kick taken by Leeds United as the ball is headed into the arms of Ederson. Just going back to that top goal scorer tally, you go back to the 2010-2011 season, just 20 goals for joint top scorers Dimitar Berbatov and Carlos Tevez. 19 in 08-09, Nicolas Anelka top scorer then. 20 again in 06-07 for Didier Drogba. We go back a little further, 98-99, 18 joint top goal scorers scored. Hasselbank, Michael Owen and Dwight York, and the previous season same as well, 18, John Dublin, Michael Owen and Chris Sutton. It tells you just how impressive it is that Erling Haaland has scored 19 goals before the halfway point of the season. As De Bruyne drives forward, Haaland, first time pass is superb for Gundogan, who scoops it over the top from inside the penalty area. Fabulous move again from Manchester City. Picked up by De Bruyne just inside the Leeds United half. He drove forward again, found Haaland. His first time pass into Gundogan on the edge of the penalty area. And he just couldn't quite get his first touch to fall perfectly for him. It did actually take a deflection. And the ball flew over the bar for a corner, which Mahrez will take. Left-footed from the right-hand side. In-swinger here from the Algerian to the near post, flicked onto the back post. Haaland was waiting, it didn't quite reach him. It's come to Grealish on the edge of the box. Grealish clips it out to the right-hand side again, looking for Mahrez. As Gundogan wins it back for Manchester City. No foul according to the referee now. He does give the free kick. It's just a little delayed in his decision there. Aronson was caught by Gundogan. It will be a free kick. It was actually a Kanji who fouled the American. And it's a free kick for the home side. 2-0 down with half an hour to go. Aronson back on his feet. As Struijk launches a long ball forward, which is dealt with comfortably by Manchester City. Rodrigo not really able to get on the end of that. Hasn't really been able to impact the game at all. Such a big player for Leeds United this season. He just hasn't been able to get involved in this contest. Stones now finds a Kanji. Kanji will lift or rather knock the ball out to the left-hand side for Nathan Ake. Back with Rodri, Rico Lewis. Still haven't seen a change from either team. We've seen Calvin Phillips warming up for Manchester City as they give away a free kick in a fairly dangerous position. Rico Lewis has also picked up the first yellow card of the game. He just clipped the legs of Willy Gnonto. The young Italian, certainly starting to show some real promise for Leeds. He's just caught there by the teenager. And Rico Lewis is the first name into the referee's notebook. It's a free kick and a decent position here for Leeds. Just maybe a little far out for a shot at goal. That could really trouble Ederson. And it's certainly close enough that the Manchester City players are taking it seriously in terms of the number of players in the wall. There's 4 at least, maybe 5 to come, and it's going to be 4. Rodri, Akanji, Haaland and De Bruyne. Rocker is standing over this, so to his Greenwood. Forshaw's there as well. Greenwood and Rocker certainly seem to be eyeing it up. Forshaw is walking away. Looks like it will be Greenwood here as he sets himself for the shot, which goes straight into the wall. And the ball hasn't gone out of play. It's made its way out to the left-hand side for Ake to pick up. His ball forward, not the best, but City have managed to regain possession in midfield with De Bruyne now striding forward and plays the ball out wide to the right-hand side for Riyad Mahrez. Cuts in field and then checks back to find De Bruyne once more. He gives it to Rodri. Rodri back to De Bruyne, a bit of space to run into. Haaland poised on the edge of the penalty area. Haaland has it. Gives it to Grealish. Grealish back to Haaland. Goes for goal and finds the back of the net. He's done it again. 2 for Erling Haaland. Muted celebration. But Manchester City are now running away with this game. And Erling Haaland makes it 20 in the Premier League this season. And he's done it before the end of December. Extraordinary achievement. And the Norwegian just cannot stop scoring goals. De Bruyne picked him out on the edge of the penalty area. He played it to Grealish, who immediately returned the pass. And Haaland stroked the ball into the back of the net. Hit it first time. Meslier got a touch to it, but it nestled in the corner. And it's 3-0 Manchester City with just under 20 minutes gone. In the second half, again, not much of a celebration. Haaland has a strong connection with this city and the club. A Leeds United supporter, a Leeds boy, effectively born here when his father was a player at Leeds United. And he scored twice here this evening, unsurprisingly, to take his Premier League season total to 20 in 15 appearances, 14 appearances I should say. Absolutely extraordinary and entirely unsurprising, picking up where he left off. Incredible first season at Manchester City he's enjoying. Scored on his League Cup debut as well for Manchester City against Liverpool, of course, in midweek. He's on to 26 in all competitions in just 20 appearances for the club. Leeds have a free kick here on the right-hand side as the ball is fired in and over everybody. And Gundogan down inside the penalty area. Just caught in the face by a stray arm, a stray hand of Cooper, the Leeds United captain. Didn't look to be too much in it. Don't think there's going to be any punishment to come from Cooper. It does mean the free kick is going to be taken again, because the referee did actually stop play before that free kick was taken. So Greenwood will get a second chance to deliver. He leaves it, and it's the same delivery, and this time Ederson gets a touch to it, and it goes behind for a corner. Probably could have left it. It was a deep cross. And Ederson just making sure that it wasn't going to curl back towards goal. Flicked it away behind for a corner. Not taking any chances there. As Greenwood looks to deliver this corner, which hasn't been cleared by Manchester City. Maybe another one for them to deal with here. It's going to be a goal kick. The Leeds have already made a change, by the way, after that goal. Haaland coming on in place of Christensen. And Adam Forshaw making way as well for Matej Klich. And now Manchester City are going to make a change halfway through the second half. Rico Lewis, who has picked up a yellow card, the only player to be booked so far tonight. The youngster is impressed again, making way for Joao Cancelo. So things weren't tough enough for Leeds United. Comes one of the best fullbacks in the division. This now with John Stones, who gives it to Kevin De Bruyne. Just back with Akanji. Manchester City will feel as though they have the game pretty much sewn up. 16 shots in the first half, and they scored with the final one of those. They had 4 shots in the second half, and they've added 2 more goals. And you did get the feeling in that first period, when the first one came, then more would follow. Leeds have been a little more adventurous in the second half. They've kind of paid the price for it. 2 Erling Haaland goals. 2 assists for Jack Grealish as well, who had a bit of a tough first half in many ways, missed some big opportunities. Was probably more relieved than anybody that Rodri finally found the back of the net before half-time. He certainly made amends in the second half. Real unselfish play to set up those 2 goals as Leeds come forward here with Marco Rocca, clips it into the penalty area, easily gathered by Ederson, who bowls it out quickly to the left-hand side for Grealish to chase, and Grealish will pick it up on the halfway line, bit of space to run into, has a little look up to see what his options are, checks back, is caught by the substitute Glick, And having been on the pitch just a matter of minutes, he finds himself the recipient of the game's second yellow card. Click booked. Wilfred Gnonto not happy with the decision and not happy with Jack Grealish. Probably feels that he's making a little too much of it. He's talked himself into a yellow card after the referee tried to calm him down. So came charging over to Grealish to confront him after that free kick was given. Just lost his head a little bit there. He's earned himself a rather needless yellow card in the process, but for City, it's a free kick, and De Bruyne trying to find Haaland with a clever pass down the channel. It was well watched and gathered by Meslier, who was alert to the situation. Haaland will be motivated here to try and claim a hat-trick. Premier League hat-tricks are something he's become pretty accustomed to. Leeds make further changes here, two more. Rodrigo making way. He's had a tough night up front, barely an opportunity for him. Liam Cooper, the captain, also coming off. Diego Llorente and Joe Gelhardt are going to come on in his place. A little under 20 minutes left now. And, Manchester City are going to make a change as well. Second change of the night. And it's Jack Grealish making way, really making amends in that second half with those two assists. And Pep Guardiola will be delighted, no doubt, with his contribution, his unselfishness in the second half. And once again, the quality coming from the City bench is pretty remarkable. It's Phil Foden taking his place. Score for England in the World Cup, of course. Makes his return to the Premier League. So Greenwood takes a corner for Leeds United, and it's headed in. Well, they have a goal back. It may not mean much in the grand scheme of things, but the clean sheet has gone for Manchester City, and Pascal Struijk has a goal to his name. Greenwood's delivery, and Struijk was there to find the back of the net. Headed the ball across goal, Ederson getting a touch. And it's his second league goal of the season. Pascal Struijk, the Dutchman, with only his fourth Premier League goal of his career. He's scored one in each of the last two seasons. He's got two in the current campaign now. Might not mean too much, as I said, in the grand scheme of things here. It's just a little something for the Leeds United fans to cheer this evening in what has been a tough night so far. Ederson under pressure from Gnonto gets the ball out wide to the left-hand side where Nathan Ake wins a throw-in. City will be a little frustrated that they've given up a potential clean sheet. Well, it's been a pretty good night otherwise. A couple of goals for their main man. 3 points that they desperately needed had they dropped points tonight. And certainly feel that it would have been a huge boost to Arsenal and a big blow to Manchester City, but Never really looked in danger of not winning this game. Certainly, once that first goal went in, they're looking to threaten again here with Mahrez, who finds De Bruyne, who goes for goal himself, well saved by Meslier. Comfortable enough this time from the Frenchman. He rolls the ball out to the right-hand side for Click. Click finding Roca. Llorente now to Straub, gives it to Gnonto, laying it first time into Aronson in midfield. Foul by John Stones, free kick to Leeds. 15 minutes to go in this game. If Leeds could snatch another one, it might just start to encourage their fans to believe here that they could still get something from this game. We've seen some dramatic scorelines in Leeds United games of late, a couple of 4-3s. On the right end of one, on the wrong end of another. The most recent one, of course, against Tottenham. Manchester City should, from this position, be strong enough to see out any potential comeback. As Mahrez finds Cancelo, slips it out to the left for Nathan Ake. He's got Foden with him. Foden, a rather heavy first touch. He's hoping to win a throw, but the decision goes the other way. It'll be 6 defeats in the last 8 for Leeds United, who went on a 4-game losing run before beating Liverpool, of course, at Anfield back at the end of October. And then, of course, the dramatic 4-3 win over Bournemouth, followed by the 4-3 defeat to Tottenham 7 days later in the final game before the World Cup. Surely comeback is beyond them here. You just never know. One more goal, the Leeds fans might start to believe, as Haaland runs through. He's one-on-one with Meslier again, and he's denied. It's a really good save. Haaland went for placement, and Meslier gets right and managed to hold on to the ball. And Haaland, despite having scored twice this evening, will be disappointed with some of the chances he's missed. A big opportunity in the opening minute, and another good chance later in the first half, and that was a golden opportunity for a hat-trick. Pretty big miss for a player of his standards, but now João Cancelo running through, the whistle's gone, it's going to be a free kick. Cancelo thought he'd broken away there. Game stopped by the referee, and now Leeds are coming forward with Aronson, and the ball played across the edge of the 6-yard box and almost squeezed in by Gelhardt. What a moment that would have been for Leeds United. So close to a second. Maybe this game is not done yet. What an opportunity. Leeds United win it back again, but Gundogan fouled in the process. It will be a free kick to Manchester City. Almost conceded there, but could easily have gone 4-1 up just moments earlier. That chance for Haaland. He was so close to picking up his 4th Premier League hat-trick of the season. Astonishing. I get the feeling that if he doesn't score again now before the final whistle, that he'll be pretty disappointed. Ake looking for Foden, but it's a poor pass from Nathan Ake, and Ayling picks it up for Leeds on the halfway line. Click with the ball forward to Aronson. He loses out initially to Ake, but it's back with Ayling. And Leeds win a throw on the right-hand side. City's next game is New Year's Eve against Everton. Their first league game in January will be against Chelsea. For the Manchester derby, January the 14th. So some big games on the way for Pep Guardiola's team. Play Arsenal in mid-February. That's certainly one to look forward to. Scononto comes forward again for Leeds and wins a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be a yellow card for Rodri. This is a free kick right on the edge of the box. Could Leeds United potentially here cause more problems for City? Just start to create a little bit of belief. It's in a decent position, a shooting position here. Right on the edge of the D, just a little to the left from a Leeds perspective, but pretty central, quite in the middle. Having to really work hard to place the ball because the wind is strong enough to move it. But Greenwood is lining it up. Phil Foden is making himself part of the wall as the draft excluder. There are 6 Manchester City players in that wall with Foden just behind them. Roca, a possible left-footed option. Greenwood has already had a go from a slightly different position, and this time he goes for goal again and can't find the target. Got over the wall this time, curled it well wide. There's never any danger there to Edison. Leeds needed to make a little more of that. Play back to Edison. Then to Nathan Ake. To throw in on the left-hand side. For Manchester City. Meantime, Leeds have made another change here. Brought on Giabi in their last substitution. City move forward again. With Gundogan. Roca trying to win the ball back off him, and it's Roca who earns his side a free kick in the end. Well, now with Strauk. Llorente. Forward, which is gathered by Edison, who's just caught by Gelhardt. Two just knocking into each other. The ball safely in the arms of the Brazilian goalkeeper. Gives it to Akanji. There's just been a little nervousness about Manchester City. In fact, a few moments ago when that free kick was given, Pep Guardiola was pretty animated and frustrated, and kicked a bottle away, an empty water bottle, I think, which may have struck somebody. It's a little hard to tell from the pictures that we've seen. It doesn't seem to have been a particularly serious matter because no action was taken. I just wonder whether there might be some consequences of that for the Manchester City boss, but he's still on the touchline as things stand. Is played across to Nathan Ake. Slips it forward for Gundogan on the halfway line. just to hold on to the ball here. City trying to manage the final few minutes. They were comfortably ahead at 3-0. It's still a great position to be in. As De Bruyne wins a free kick and a yellow card is shown here to Greenwood. Five minutes of normal time remaining in this game. Seems unlikely we're going to get a comeback here from the home side. We will remain hovering dangerously above the relegation zone. Looks like a real battle now. For Premier League status next season. As De Bruyne slips the ball out to the left-hand side. Gundogan's pass is a stray one. De Bruyne, though, wins it back again for City. Looks for Foden, doesn't quite find him, but does win Manchester City a throw deep inside the Leeds half. Currently, as things stand in the league table, Leicester in 13th place are only 4 points clear of the relegation zone. Only 6 points between Palace in 11th and Wolves in 18th. I feel there are a lot of clubs in there who could be drawn into that relegation fight. Southampton currently bottom of the table with 12 points from 16 games. They've lost 4 in a row in the league. Nathan Jones taking charge of the game for the first time in the Premier League at the weekend. Defeated there after winning his first game as Southampton manager in the Carabao Cup against Lincoln. So Haaland looks to deliver the cross from the byline, wins a corner for Manchester City. Around 3 minutes to go. And just again looking at the bottom of the table, 20th place Southampton with 12, above them Forest with 13, Wolves with 13, Everton and West Ham both on 14, Leeds on 15 and Bournemouth on 16. Leeds do have a game in hand even after tonight, and all those teams around them. As Kevin De Bruyne prepares to take the corner, Haaland waiting in the middle, hoping for one more chance to complete his hat-trick. In it comes, headed down by Rodri, not yet cleared by Leeds United, and then fired over the top by John Stones. Big chance, not taken. And what has been a relatively comfortable night for City, frustrating in large parts in the first half when they weren't able to take their chances. And City are going to make one more change here, their third change, with Mahrez making way for Cole Palmer. Another of City's impressive young talents who's starting to make a mark in the first team. Rico Lewis with a solid performance tonight. City have great options in terms of the established players on their bench, but their youngsters are knocking on the door as well. Cole Palmer is one that we are seeing more and more of this season. Stones under pressure, gives the ball away. Diaby finds Gnonto. Gnonto gets it into Click. It's going to come for Diaby again on the edge of the penalty area. Can he get a shot away? Not quite. Still not clear though. Gelhardt was in there. Foden has to scramble it away for City. Leeds still hoping to make life difficult for the visiting side in the closing minutes here. As they win a throw in on the right, taken quickly, but it's a really poor throw, which is picked up by Ake. Before Matej Klich could get there. Played upfield by Ake to Haaland, who shrugs off the challenge of Diaby, and it goes out of play for a throw. And City will take their time here. They're into the final minute of normal time at the end of the second half. 3 points look to be heading Manchester City's way, back up into second place above Newcastle United, to within 5 of Arsenal, who they play in around 6 weeks' time. February the 15th is the date for that meeting. As Ederson clears long into the Leeds United half. Headed back into the arms of Meslier. Strauch with a long ball forward. Stones gets his head to it, but it's still with Leeds. Gelhardt showing good strength, finding Giabi, plays it out to the right-hand side for Ayling. Heavy first touch, can he recover? He does! The ball played into the penalty area. Gelhardt getting a touch. Couldn't get it on target. Might have been a little deflection here. It's Akanji, I think, who managed to get his foot on it and put it behind for a corner. Leeds United with Mark Rocker about to take the corner, have 5 minutes of added time to score 2 goals. The corner is easily gathered by Ederson, who holds it comfortably. Can help settle things down here for Manchester City. They don't want this to be an uncomfortable 5 minutes, and a goal would certainly make it that. More than good enough to control the 4 minutes now that remain in this game, as De Bruyne again skips away from the challenge and drives forward. Another tremendous performance from him. Brilliant crossfield ball to Cole Palmer. Has it on the edge of the penalty area. Cuts onto his left foot, then onto his right. Still has it. Out to Foden. Gets it back again. Rolls the ball back for John Stones. City being sensible and keeping possession, and the ball clipped over the top for Palmer again. Gets away from his man. Can he finish? Lays it off for Cancelo. Goes for goal. Blocked. Falls for Haaland, who goes for goal again. And his effort is blocked as well, as De Bruyne picks it up. Takes it out to the right-hand side and in towards the corner. Then tries to get the cross in. Leeds clear their lines. Palmer fouls Ayabi, was trying to break away. And the free kick for the challenge on Giabi has earned Cole Palmer a yellow card. Manchester City substitute, becoming the third City player to pick up a booking. Just prevented Leeds from breaking away there. Just being ultra cautious. We've needed some breakaway for it to lead to a goal, but not taking any chances here, Manchester City. 2.5 minutes of the 5 additional still to be played. So Ake gives the ball to Akanji on the edge of the City penalty area. It's back with Leeds. And briefly though, do now have possession again with Gnonto. Back to the halfway line. And Llorente forced to play the ball all the way back to Meslier. Rocker attempts the through ball, which is easily cut out by Nathan Ake. Gives it to Cancelo. Cancelo to Cole Palmer, surrounded by white shirts, but did well, and City play their way out of a tight spot. Kanji to Gundogan. Gundogan back to Akanji, who's taking the ball forward on the left-hand side, striding forward the centre-back. Foden then gives it to Cancelo. De Bruyne to Rodri. City just keeping the ball so well here, seeing out the danger in these final minutes. Leeds just chasing shadows. Gundogan picks it up again, finds Rodri and De Bruyne and Stones. Cancelo. One back here by Gnonto. Gnonto able to keep hold of it. City again playing their way out of trouble, and De Bruyne hits a first-time ball long over the top for Foden to chase. Meslier out to deal with it. Takes no chances, puts it out for a throw. Top for Foden to chase. Meslier out to deal with it. Takes no chances, puts it out for a throw on the left-hand side for Manchester City. Foden calmly strolling across to pick up the ball. No rush here with 20 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Frank Foden then leaves the ball for Nathan Ake. Exchanges passes with Gundogan. City win another throw. Ake again takes the throw in. And there is the full-time whistle. And it is 3 important points for Manchester City. No big upset tonight at Ellen Road. They were always in control. They were frustrated in the first half. It took them 16 attempts to open the scoring. Rodri tucking it in with almost the final kick of the half to give City the lead. And then 2 goals from Erling Haaland in the second half put the game beyond doubt. He could easily have had his 4th Premier League hat-trick of the season, but couldn't quite convert a couple of big chances. And when Leeds pulled the goal back late on, it was little more than a consolation. Pascal Struijk scoring with 17 minutes remaining. But City comfortably picking up the 3 points, going back up into second place and cutting the gap between them and Arsenal to just 5 points. Job done tonight for the champions. They take all 3 points at Ellen Road. Final score, Leeds United 1, Manchester City 3.